Hey, you played with Tim and Faith. You did the tour with them, the Soul to Soul back in the day?
Yeah.
Well, was that the Vegas thing or the tour all around the country?
It was a tour. And on that tour, they took out a few people for really short segments. And so I was out with them for I think it was 1 weekend. It was maybe 3 or 4 shows.
So do you go on stage at all? Is one of those? Or is that so choreographed? I felt like that show was so they were doing all their things specifically on time.
Yeah, so basically they just had us step in to the opening slot. And then honestly, we just watched the show. I was truly blown away. I grew up listening to their music, but I was blown away by the production and the arrangements. It was one of the coolest shows I've ever seen, honestly.
You just played the Opry.
I did.
And so I saw the clip and you were playing piano. I never hit the little microphone to hear what you were playing. No offense.
No,
I know all the songs.
It's the story of social media.
Yeah,
always,
yeah. I
so,
scrolled
yeah.
and I was like, oh, cool, he's playing the piano at the Opry.
Yeah.
But what did you play at the Grand Ole Opry?
So I played Old Friends, and then I played Men That Drive Me Places, and then I played What Makes a Man.
Which is the new song.
It is.
With Thomas Rhett.
Yes.
And so we'll get to that in 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
But first, how and why Thomas Rhett? How did that partnership come?
Yeah, so basically I wrote What Makes a Man for the record, and then as the record came together, it started feeling a little bit less like the other songs sonically, and honestly, I love the song so much, and I was worried it was going to get lost because it's not, the other songs are piano in your face, drums in your face, and this is a little more like a story song. So I was like, I'll just save this for another project or something. And then as the record went along and I started doing more features, which was not on purpose, it was literally just this sounds fun, and people started saying yes. I started thinking about Thomas. A friend of mine, a mutual friend of ours, had been like, hey man, Thomas likes your music. And I'm like, that's awesome. He's like, you should text him sometime. And I was like, I'm never going to do that. Literally not going to happen. And so then we wrote together during the pandemic, and he's a super nice guy. And as I thought about the song, it is the exact life stage that we're both in. And I wasn't I'm going to find a feature for this song. I was kind of if he wants to do this song with me, that would be awesome. And if he doesn't, I'll just do it alone. Because I was I think he actually might resonate with it. So it really was just that. So I knew him a little bit, but I'm the worst at that kind of stuff, of being hey man, you should get in touch with this guy. Be cool, never going to do it. For sure not.
Did you text him straight up and say, or did you, because when I finally asked her to go to prom, I talked to her for an hour and a half, and at the very end was like, do you want to go to prom? Was it that situation, or just go straight right to it? Hey man, I'm doing this song. Do you want to do it?
Yes. I feel if that's going to happen, I don't want it to be murky. I was just hey, I have this song. Would be curious if you'd be interested in singing on it. Please say no if you don't want to do it. Because dude, he's a huge deal, and I never want to be hey man, you want to help me out? And I extended that to him because I thought he might actually be hey, I like this song, but I was definitely please don't feel you need to do this. If you don't want to do it, totally
It feels like
fine.
you're talking him out of it now. He sent him the song, and it's listen man, I probably wouldn't do it.
No, I mean, that was it. I sent him a voice text, and I was like, please say no to this. You probably shouldn't do it. But he was really great about it.
So I guess my question with that is, because it's a very personal song. When you write something and it comes from you and you perform it, do you ever get emotional at what you've written and you're performing?
I need to be pretty in the zone to do that. Usually if I know the song well enough, when I'm first performing it, there's a lot of just muscle memory that I'm trying to build, trying to remember how to do it. But there's definitely moments with a song like that on tour, I would kind of be oh man, this is, I don't think I've ever stopped to be emotional, but there's definitely been points where I've been oh, I need to focus a little bit here. I'm going to lose it. Yeah, a little bit.
I mean, because I could definitely feel that. And,
yeah.
I want to be a man. So I hear that.
Don't we all?
Yeah, I want people to think I'm a man. And so yeah, because if I'm performing and I've done stuff a bunch of times, I've figured out how to get through it and what my little triggers are, and so I stay. But I just wonder if you write it and you're performing it, does it still hit you? And I would imagine it could hit you in many ways. You could be having a day where something has happened earlier, and even though you're numb to performing it, maybe it hit you hard one night because of the day earlier.
Definitely. And I think it's one of those things too where when you do something a lot, it's easy to kind of be going through the motions, and it's really important to me to make sure that I'm in an authentic space when I'm actually performing. So yeah.
That'd probably be any song, huh? I mean, it could be anything that you've written about. All I know is I want to be a man. That's all I think about the rest of the day. Ben Rector's here. The song Brand New. I looked at the streams on that. You got to be just banking from that song alone. Holy crap.
Just fractions of a penny at a time, man.
It's like got like 1 billion streams.
No, it's a lot. I'm super glad that people have enjoyed it and that the commercials that have used it and stuff. It's
Oh, I didn't know what commercials.
I think that's a large reason that it did better than the other songs. It was also on the radio. The big one, which sounds funny but actually was awesome, was when Weight Watchers did their like relaunch with Oprah Winfrey. I think it was a relaunch. WW as they say. Oh,
yeah.
Is that
I didn't know
that
was coming.
Yeah.
I didn't know what. I'm
so sorry.
I got off the microphone because I was.
You were like, whoa.
I just didn't think that was the brand that was coming.
I should have led with Oprah. That would have been better.
Yeah. I thought it was gonna be like Nike or Red Bull. And then he was like,
when Apple used it.
Yes, no, love
when
it.
When WW used
it.
www.com. Basically, Oprah did an ad campaign with them, and it aired for a long time. And I was tangentially involved with Oprah for a second, which is the highlight of my career.
Oh, for sure.
You spent time with Oprah?
No.
Oh.
But
on TV.
Did?
I was singing while she was on TV. So
basically, same thing.
Not the same thing.
Okay.
Really.
Anyway, the song's awesome. When you do it live at your shows too, it is. And I think did you end your show with it?
Usually I try to.
Yeah, that song, maybe it's like the production too, with the layered vocals. That song sounds massive.
Yeah.
It feels like a song that was written for a specific person and a specific feeling that feels, though, so much bigger than the specificity that it was written.
That's a hard needle to thread. I'm glad that needle was threaded.
I'll thread the crap out of a needle. I'll listen and just go right to it.
Yeah.
So and with that song, do you play that song acoustic a lot, or you got to go with the whole thing?
No, I'll do it acoustic. It's a little bit tricky if it's like a proper acoustic show because people are, subconsciously people are ready for like the kick drum to come in and stuff like that. But there's a couple tricks we try to do to make it feel like it does, but it's a different thing. You're kind of stripping it down.
He's got a new song out with Thomas Rhett. It's called "What Makes a Man." We played it earlier. You can go stream it. You're off the road right now. Mm-hmm. Does that mean you're riding a lot?
Yeah, I mean, I just got off the road, so I feel like I'll usually try to jump right into writing, and I usually don't have anything good to say. So I'm kind of trying to strike the balance of planning what I want to do next and still working towards something, but also it's rare that I get off the road and I'm like, here's all these great thoughts I have. I try really hard to write, and it's not great. So
I was flipping through the channels, and I hear Sunday from your record, and it's on every Disney property because I think they're using it for baseball.
Yes.
They're using it for?
It's like Sunday Night Baseball. And when they came, usually with a licensing thing, I just get an email and it's like, hey, do you want to do this? And I'm always like, yes, that's great. And this was like, they want to do a Zoom with you to talk about this. And initially I was like, we don't need to do a Zoom. Like, go for it. So
it's just yes.
They're like, we want to use this like for the baseball season on ESPN. And I was like, that sounds incredible. So I get on the Zoom and there's like 12 people from all different parts of ESPN. And they are like pitching me on this, and they're like, well, we really feel like the song is a good fit, and we actually already worked up one of the spots. Do you want to watch it? And I was like, yeah, sure. They show it to me. I'm ready to run through like a brick wall after this. I'm like, baseball. And I wanted to stop them and be like, I don't want to waste you guys' time. This is awesome. It's not like a random silly product. It's like sick baseball spots. So I felt a little bit bad, like the power dynamic. I was like, that I want to do this, right? You don't need to all pitch me on this. I'm in. Like,
I'll take less money. He starts negotiating against himself.
You don't even need to use the song.
Hey, guys, you don't. Yeah, like I told Thomas Rhett, don't use it. It's not good. A funny story. So, will you tell Amy about Snoop sending you the track and the alterations you had to make?
Oh man. So Snoop. I was like, I want to get Snoop Dogg on this song. I'm not an optimist. There's no reason that normal me would think that would happen. For whatever reason, I was like, he's going to do it. So we found his manager, talked to his manager. They're like, Snoop's got to like the song. I was like, great, he's going to love it. Again, not like me. We figured out compensation, which is a bit of a saga. And then I was like, hey, this needs to be clean. I have no illusions that Snoop Dogg knows about my fan base. I just like, he's probably like, yeah, cool song, whatever. And I'm like, listen, like there's some soccer moms listening. No swearing, no anything. It's like totally, it'll be clean. But the deal was he would only do it one time, no redos, which is tough for me. But I was like, we came all this way. So it was while him and Kevin Hart were doing the Olympics. So it took him a little while to do it because he was doing that in the morning. Finally, I get a text with the rap, and I'm like, I don't want to listen to it. I woke up at like 7:15 to this text. I go outside to my studio, listen to it, and the second line is about him smoking weed, which is not going to work for my fan base or me. And I'm freaking out because I'm just like, I just paid Snoop Dogg a bunch of money to rap and I can't use it now. So I ended up rapping over his part, thinking like, I'll solve this. That'll be cool.
You remember the line?
His line or my line?
Yeah, his.
You got me feeling like Chick-fil-A was open on a Sunday, like they legalized weed and made it the National Blunt Day.
What?
Yes.
What?
Good rhyme.
Yeah. And I was immediately just like, no. And so, I'm kind of freaking out. And I texted, I thought just my manager was on the text, but it was his manager, my manager. And I was like, I don't remember what I said. I was like, this isn't clean. And his manager was like, what do you mean? And I was like, oh my gosh. So I thought we could just swap it out. And my lawyer was like, you can't do that. Like, you can't change his rap. He has to okay this. And I was like, oh my gosh. What if Snoop is like, yo, dude, I'm Snoop Dogg. I'm on this song. Take it or leave it. He was not like that, thankfully. So it's me and Snoop rapping together, NBD. But it was a saga. I felt bad for like a week.
And clarify what you rapped over it.
You got me feeling like Chick-fil-A was open on a Sunday, and I said, Snoop, I know we tried. It was closed. Wouldn't that be great?
I can't believe he said, like, weed just got legalized on National Blunt Day or whatever.
He said, like, they legalized weed and made it National Blunt Day.
Probably not a thing to him.
Right.
Like,
He's like, that is
That's
clean.
And to be fair, his manager was like, dude, it's
legal.
It's legal. And I was like, not here. It's still federally illegal. I didn't know we had to talk about crimes. No,
that's cool though that he was cool enough to do that.
Yeah, they were all super cool about it. And I think honestly it was just a genuine misunderstanding because I think he is like, no, dude, it's not a thing. And in California it's not a thing. But I was also just like, some kind, person with kids is not gonna love that part of the song, and I'm not gonna.
Hey, mommy, what's National Blunt Day?
Right, and I feel like it's such a curveball from me. I was just like, oh no, this is bad.
Yeah.
All right, final 3 questions are going to be personal ones. Question number 1: in your house, what's your favorite picture?
There's a picture of me and Jane. Actually, no, I take that back. In Hillary and I's room, there's a picture of her and I on one of those like. It's like swings with chains. They lift up in the sky and spin around like at a carnival, of us doing that in France. And the guy in front of us took a picture, and we're like having a blast.
Question 2: who is your hero?
Oh wow, goodness gracious.
Now, who's your hero now?
Right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I might say my dad. He's just a good man. That's probably what I would say. Shout out to my dad. And
it's on brand with your song, What Makes a Man.
Yeah.
That's right.
So even if it's not, it's a good answer.
Great.
For this right now.
I'm not good with superlatives. I don't know.
And the final question number 3: when was the last time you felt inspired to create something?
In the last couple days, I listened to some good music, and I felt for the first time that like spark of like, oh man, I want to do this again. I feel like usually at the beginning of a writing cycle, I'm a little bit like, I don't have anything to say, and then I'll hear something that I kind of like, and immediately I'm like, ooh, I want to do that.
Do you want to shout out who that was you were listening to? We may like it too.
It was a band called Parcels, and they're kind of like a funk. They're really cool looking Australian guys that play funk music. They have an awesome aesthetic, which I don't. I'm like, oh man, I should get some cooler clothes. But really cool new record. It's great.
Before Ben came on, he goes, am I going to be on camera? Do I need to do something cool? And we were like, where are you going to be on camera? So then he started using his hands a lot awkwardly. We were like, dude, just chill. We're good.
I was just going to take this tuner off the guitar.
Oh, yeah.
This is as cool as I can look. It's maxed out.
All right, Ben Rector. You guys follow him on Instagram. It's Ben_Rector. Yeah. What's up? What's up?
There's a British photographer that was an early adopter to Instagram, and I at this point I want to message him and be like, "Hey man, can I take this from you?" And I just haven't done that.
Can you buy it?
I don't. You know what? These are questions that I should be asking.
Yeah.
I've given up. I've resigned to the fact that I have an underscore in it. Today I'm gonna message him.
The new song "What Makes a Man" with Thomas Rhett is out. You guys stream it, and back on the road spring probably next year.
23.
All right, there you go. Ben Rector. There he is. Nice job, guy.
Thanks for having me.
Nice job, guy. There he is. Nice job, guy. All right.
It's a Bobby Bones show.